welcome to the Voices in Education. If you're a returning viewer, listener, subscriber, welcome back, welcome back. If you're new to this channel, welcome to the Voices in Education. All right, so we would love to hear from you. And again, we are here sharing some updates in the context of our community poll. And we're looking at the poll each day. All right. And so, given this context, we want to hear from you in the chat. All right, so right now, as you come on over, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. Let me know also where you're tuned in from. All right, that would be wonderful. All right, or the constituency in Jamaica that you're associated with. All right, so we want to hear from you. And we ask that you keep the conversation, the comments, and if you're going to call us, we ask that you keep it real and respectful, so we do not belittle anyone, we do not disrespect anyone or defame anyone. We also understand that we share different views, different perspectives, and that's totally okay because there is so much richness in diversity. And in this space, we learn from each other. So it's definitely important for us to maintain this safe space, this safe community. So again, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you guys here with us. All right, and come on in, hit the like button, comment in the chat, and let me know where you're tuned in from. I suspect perhaps in a little bit, my co host, might just pop in. But right now, we're looking at our Voices in Education poll. And as you can see on screen there, the Jamaica Labour Party 67% and the People's National Party at 33%. And let me just share here that in the context of this poll, all right, it's just our community poll, so you can participate by going to the community tab where you have posts, and you can go there and participate in this poll as well. So it's not an official poll, it's just our channel, our community poll, and we're going to share this result with you each day. All right, until we know when, until election day, whenever that is. So we're monitoring what is happening, and we're also sharing with you any updates. So in the context of updates, what I have to share with you is the messages. So we have the messages, Emancipation Day messages from the Prime Minister and the opposition leader. So I don't know if it's going to work on this device. It's the first time I'm going to try something like this here, but hopefully it does. And if not, we'll just figure out something else. All right, so again, as you pop in, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And then in a little bit, I'll be opening the WhatsApp line because I would love to hear from you. All right, so if you're just popping in, don't pop out without hitting that like button and that subscription button. It is also important for you to turn on your post notification so that you do not miss any updates from this channel, especially our election predictions when it comes to the constituencies. So we want to hear from you, but let me see if I can go to the messages here from the leaders. So I'm just going to try here, guys. Again, this is all new. So let's see. Seems to be working. All right, Cheryl, thanks for letting me know that. All right.
Cheryl, thanks for letting.
I'm going to see if I can get that fixed. All right, thanks, Matt Morgan. Welcome in the chat. So I'm going to see if we can get that fixed to see how best. So just I'm going to try it one more time, and if not, we'll have the video, and then I'll try to get the audio going from the other device. So let's just try this one more time. Again, this is new business here. So let's do this.
My fellow Jamaicans, today holds profound meaning and solemn pride. It is a moment of reverence, remembrance, reflection, and reaffirmation. A day when we pause to honor the struggle, suffering, and sacrifice of our ancestors, while also drawing inspiration from their strength to shape our path forward. It is also a day where we take stock of where we have come from and commit never to do anything that could compromise our freedom or impact our trajectory towards the better Jamaica our ancestors dreamed. A Jamaica where we have complete financial and economic freedom, freedom from crime and violence, freedom from unemployment, and freedom from any restraint that could prevent us from realizing our individual and collective potential as a nation. Emancipation Day holds significance not only for Jamaica, but for the entire world. The abolition of slavery was not merely a historical event. It was a seismic moral awakening. It marked a decisive turning point when an institution, once regarded as lawful, even natural, was confronted and condemned as a crime against humanity. The formal end of slavery in the British Empire in 1834, followed by full freedom in 1838, ignited a wave of abolition across the globe. And the remainder of the 19th century, it signaled that no system, no matter how entrenched or profitable, could forever deny the dignity of human beings. The struggle for emancipation was a chapter in a global awakening of conscience, and Jamaica stood at the forefront of that fight. But beyond its global relevance, Emancipation Day is deeply personal for us as a people. For Jamaicans, it is not an abstract milestone. It is the hard-won triumph of our ancestors who endured the unspeakable horrors of slavery on plantations, in pens, and under the lash. It is the declaration that those who were once regarded as property were and had always been fully human, fully worthy, and fully free. With freedom came the right of our predecessors to determine their own future. And even though that right came with obstacles, the freed men and women persevered. They established free villages, built churches and schools, and cultivated a culture of resilience that would give birth to our present. In remembrance of those who came before, each generation must grapple with the questions. What are we doing with the freedom for which they struggled? How are we honoring the blood, sweat, and sacrifice that made our liberty possible? To truly honor our forebears, we must show through our conduct, our choices, our institutions, and our achievements that we are a great people, capable of achieving great things. Every time we demonstrate competent self-government, every time we hold fair elections, uphold the rule of law, educate our children, care for our elders, invest in our infrastructure, and uplift the vulnerable, we are demonstrating our capacity, our strength, and our resilience. Emancipation was the beginning of a responsibility, a duty to build a society founded on order, dignity, and justice. That duty is ours still. On this Emancipation Day, let us renew our commitment to fulfilling it, not as victims of history, but as authors of our own future. May Emancipation Day inspire in each of us a deeper resolve to protect our freedom, uplift our people, and honor our ancestors who made our liberty possible. Let us carry the torch of freedom with purpose and pride, and resolve to fulfill the great destiny won for us by the blood and courage of our ancestors. May God bless you, and may God bless Jamaica, land we love.
All right, so there you have it. That's the message from the Prime Minister. So we're now going to move to the message from the opposition leader. And please indicate in the chat if you're not hearing, and let me know your views in the chat in the context of these messages and also our community poll. So we're going to go back to the results. So let's go to our opposition leader, Mr. Mark Golding. So we're going to try this.
My fellow Jamaicans, today we join together in solemn reflection and in powerful celebration as we observe Emancipation Day 2025, a sacred day in our nation's history, when we honor the courage, resistance, and unyielding spirit of those who came before us and fought for the freedoms that we now enjoy. Our freedom was not handed down by decree. Emancipation was the culmination of generations of struggle and sacrifice by our leaders and those who supported their great work. From Nani to Taki to Sam Sharp, they each realized, in the words of Nelson Mandela, that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. The road to freedom was long and hard, but they never gave up. And then on August the 1st, 1834, the shackles of slavery were historically broken. And as we honor and celebrate our ancestors who never gave up the struggle for freedom, we recognize this day as representing the triumph of good over evil. Having claimed our freedom, it is a solemn duty of successive generations of Jamaicans to protect it and carry it forward through the ages. From the post-emancipation fires of the Morant Bay Rebellion, to the rise of the Garvey movement, to the great labor upheavals of 1938, through to our political independence in 1962, the Jamaican spirit has always demanded more than just survival. It has demanded dignity, equality, justice, and opportunity for all. Today we stand on the shoulders of our heroes, named and unnamed, who endured unspeakable suffering, whose dreams of liberty helped to shape the very foundation of our democracy and our identity as a people. Emancipation is not only a historic event, it is a mandate that calls each of us to examine whether we have truly broken the chains of mental slavery, systemic injustice, and economic exclusion. It challenges us to confront inequality, promote inclusion, and support economic and social justice for all Jamaicans. We must continue to work towards an economy that empowers our people, education that opens doors for all, and a society rooted in fairness and respect. Are we truly emancipated when the system deprives so many of our youths of the chance to achieve their potential? And can we say we are free when the gap between the powerful and the powerless continues to widen? To answer these questions with positive change, we must place social justice, equity, and empowerment at the center of our mission. Our commitment to freedom requires to invest in opportunity. Opportunity for all to access quality education. Opportunity for all to benefit from affordable health care. Opportunity to own a piece of the land we call home. Opportunity to move up from poverty and build intergenerational wealth. Opportunity to live with safety, dignity, and pride, no matter what your background or where you were born. As we celebrate this Emancipation Day, we are proud of the resilience of our people, the impact of our music and culture that echoes across the world, and our many achievements despite adversity. Let us be bold and demand that Jamaica fulfills the promise of emancipation for all, not just a few. Let us draw strength from our heritage and find the will to dismantle those structures that still hold too many of our people back. Let us step forward and craft a new chapter, one where freedom means full inclusion and independence means real power in the hands of the people. To every Jamaican, wherever you may be today, I say this: our journey continues as our work is not done. Together, with purpose and unity, we can build a nation that befits the great sacrifice of our ancestors that we celebrate on Emancipation Day. Happy Emancipation Day, Jamaica. One love, and may God bless you all.
All right, so there you have it. Those were the messages from our political leaders. And I want to hear from you in the context of the messages and also the poll at this time. All right, welcome. And I see we have some persons here in the chat. Remember to keep the chat, real and respectful, because that is definitely important. We want to maintain this safe space. And I know some of us, we are new here and we don't understand our community, the community here. But this is a community where we treat each other with respect. All right, so we it's okay to share your opinions, your views. Nothing is wrong with that. And if you're supporting a particular party, nothing is wrong with that. We just ask you to keep it real and respectful. All right, so we want that so that we can continue to grow stronger together. So now I am going to put the WhatsApp number in the chat. All right. And again, if you're calling in and you believe you're not going to keep this conversation or whatever you're sharing real and respectful, I would suggest that you do not call, because I don't want to disconnect a call, but at the same time, we want to ensure that we're not defaming anyone. All right. And you can share in the chat, keep it real and respectful. If you're calling in, also please mute your YouTube feed so that we do not get a feedback. All right, so I'm going to pop that number in the chat there. And if you're here and you have not yet hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button, what are you waiting for? Voices in Education is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. We do that in a respectful way to ensure that we're maintaining our safe community, our safe space. All right. So we want to hear from you. It's not just my voice, it's voices, it's our voices, right? And so we want to hear from you in the context of who do you believe will win the elections? And also, what constituency are you tuned in from, or what constituency are you associated with? What are your expectations? What would you want to see for Jamaica? What is something that would motivate you to vote for the JLP or the PNP? So we just want to hear from you. The number is in the chat right now, the WhatsApp number. It's also pinned at the top of the chat so you can see the number there. And we would love to take a few phone calls. So if you're able to, give us a call. And if you just want to call and say hello, I like what is happening in this space, we would really appreciate that too. So let's see who is going to be our first caller. So again, the WhatsApp number is pinned, all right, at the top of the chat there. And as you rock and come in, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. So let's see. So again, if you have not yet voted in our community poll, you can do that. And I'm just going to pop the link in the chat there, just in case you don't know where to go to vote, because you can all participate. I want you to, so we're going to be here every evening, and we'll share the results from the poll, and it's going to change. So I believe last evening it was 61% for the JLP and 39% for the PNP. And as you can see now on screen, we have 67% of our community votes going to the JLP and 33% for the PNP. So again, let me just try and pop this in the chat. So you can just follow this link and vote. All right, so there you go. The link is in the chat. So if you don't know where to locate that, you can definitely do that. Avi, if you're here and hearing me, give me a call. We want to hear from you. And guys, come on, talk to me. I want to hear from you. And I know some of us were new to this space. We don't know what to expect. This is not a political channel. We do quite a lot of programs, all right? And current affairs, definitely one of those programs. And so we're here for the elections, and we'll continue to bring you updates from both sides. All right. And as you would have heard, we keep it real and respectful. So we're not here to break down or mash down anyone. And we also want to hear from you to get a sense of your views, what is happening in your community, in your constituency, what are you voting for? What is something that you would like to see the political parties or the leaders, addressing or putting forward? We want to hear from you. And remember, you have a voice in this election. Your vote matters. So ensure that you ask the questions from your political representatives. You ask them what's going on, what are the plans for the constituency. Ensure that you do that so that you can be informed and you can make your decision accordingly when you vote. Please go out and vote for the candidate that you'd like to vote for. It is important for you to have a say in who becomes the next leader or which party forms the next government. I know some of us will say, you know what, none of them no better than the other, but if you don't vote, a party will still form the government. You'll have a prime minister. So some people would say, choose between the better evil. All right. So we want to hear from you. I see that we're building some momentum here. So as you come on in, let me know where you're tuned in from. So on that note, too, I'm going to do a roll call, roll call, roll call. Let me know where you're tuned in from in the chat. And guys, this is a quick, update in the context of bringing you updates and to let you know what the community poll is reflecting, and you're seeing that result on screen right now. So while I am talking to you, let me just check in on the results just to see if it has changed. No, it is still the same. So 67% for the JLP and 33% for the People's National Party. All right, so again, let me just, I think we're good to go with this. So who would like to just call and say hello? Let's see if the system is working. That would be fantastic. And also in the context of the emancipation messages that I shared just now from, the Prime Minister and the opposition leader, what are your views? So we would like to hear from you in that context. Something that I am going to mention to you is that the Prime Minister was in his constituency today, and apparently, doing some work there, going into the constituency, walking through, connecting with the people there. So I am wondering because, Ovi and we were talking, and we were kind of trying to predict, when the elections will be called. And of course, bearing in mind, the days that has to be there for the calling, for nomination day, from the time the election is called. And given that this week is the emancipation, going into independence, I am wondering if we're going to see a big rally like on next weekend. Because I feel that once we see a big rally being organized from the Jamaica Labour Party's side, that's when the election is going to be called. And I am wondering if they're going to go back to halfway tree. I don't know. But we want to hear from you. What are your views? So let me just quickly look in the chat there to see if there are any new comments at this time. So let me just try and do that. And again, as I shared, guys, we do quite a few in the context of programs here. So now is the time for you to share, because I know my track and field fans, they're waiting. They're definitely waiting for us in the context of updates from the USA championship. So if you're here, let me know. I am not seeing any new comments in the chat. And we have people here. So is it that my chat isn't going well? I am just wondering here. So let me know if you're still hearing me loud and clear in the chat there. And please close the X and hit that thumbs up button. And let us continue to grow stronger together. If you have not yet hit the subscription button, ensure that you do that. And also turn on that post notification. All right, so tap the bell and select all so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. All right, so in the context of the results, what do you believe will happen? I want to hear from you. Who do you believe is going to win the elections? I know from comments that we have seen so far on this channel, I believe quite a few people are predicting, and you will see from the poll there, our community poll, that the Jamaica Labour Party, they're going to win. But we still have, obviously, people sharing that the People's National Party, they're going to win. And so that is why we started this poll this early, just to see how, things change here. And bear in mind, too, that this is just our community poll. As I shared before, it's not official. All right. And the fact that that's the case, it means that you have people who are voting in this poll who perhaps do not have a vote in the general elections, and it's not confined to people in Jamaica. So those factors, but it just gives us, the opportunity as a community here, to just participate, to keep the interactions going, and to hear from you, because that's really what we want here, to hear your views, your opinion. And that's one way of you sharing your views when you participate in that community poll. The link is in the chat if you're interested in voting in that poll. I am not getting any phone calls, and I am not seeing any new comments in the chat, so we may have to wrap this one up early. And let me just see here. So perhaps what I will do, I'll go back to the messages, all right? And just to give you some time, I'll perhaps go back to the messages. Should we do that? Perhaps not. So we want to hear from you guys, and that would be fantastic. I have even asked for a roll call. Roll call, roll call. Let me know where you're tuned in from. That would be fantastic. So a lot is happening, as you can imagine, with the general elections, the expectations that, the election will be called soon, the expectation that a lot is happening because we have both sides, campaigning. And that is definitely some of the things that are signaling that the election is near. We see that the People's National Party, they're moving from parish to parish. We see a similar thing with the Jamaica Labour Party. And so there is a lot that is happening, and as a result it is signaling to the electorate that the parties are getting ready, and the government is really getting ready to call an election. But the big question is, who will win? And that is what we want to find out. But I suspect that as you become more familiar with this space, right? You'll feel more comfortable sharing here. So I understand that. So if one of the community members who have been here for a while, if you'd like to give us a call, that would be good. Or guys, you can always share in the chat. All right, so that is also good as well. So let me just check back in the chat. All right, DZ. All right, Gordon, welcome, welcome. And DZ is saying it's clear who is going to win. All right, thanks for sharing there, DZ. All right. DZ, which constituency are you tuned in from or you're associated with? You can, if you're able to share that. Who is your current member of parliament? Let us know. Or if you'd like to give us a call, the WhatsApp number is at the top of the chat there. So we're still here. And again, as you pop in and out, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. So again, yesterday's poll was 61% for the JLP and 39% for the PNP. All right, today's poll, as you can see there on screen, 67% for the JLP and 33% for the PNP. Also, guys, we have been sharing some videos on this channel as well. So you can definitely, view those videos. Hello, hello, welcome.
Hello, let me know if you're hearing me.
Yes, I am hearing you, Ovi. Welcome, welcome. So, guys in the chat, let me know if you're hearing Ovi loud and clear. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. The chat is a bit quiet, but I guess we have some new community members here, so we want to welcome them, and they're trying to get a sense of what is happening in this space. So, talk to me, Ovi. Talk to us.
Yeah, things are warming up now as it relates to the election. Lots of campaigning happening. And guys, we're just encouraging you to, vote on the poll if you haven't yet. Just indicate where you see this election going. And as was said before, it is a safe space in which we are able to communicate, we share information so that we can edify each other. So it's a pretty much a safe space for us to communicate, and we will definitely listen to your views. We're not going to always agree with your views, but you know what? The diversity makes this space a wonderful place. So we build ourselves, we build this platform on respect. So you're going to be respected, and we're expecting that you will respect each and everyone that is in this space. But we are thankful that you're here, and just keep the chat going, keep this space buzzing, and stick and stay here with us. Make sure you hit that subscription, turn your post notification on so you can come in and check in with us as we continue to give you some information as it relates to the election. But we're totally happy to have you guys here. Let us know in the chat if it's your first time as well. so that we can give you a warm voices in education welcome. But just to get back to what's happening in the political sphere, I tell you, it is warming up and lots of campaigning, lots of talk on the political platform. And, it is coming down to gravy, as they would say in Jamaica. So we're looking forward to see how this one will go. Will it be the green team or will it be the orange team? We'll just have to wait until Holy calls the election, and we as citizens we turn out to a polling division or a polling station to give that vote to our member of parliament or to our candidate rather. So yes, that's pretty much what I have to say from this side. But guys, a warm welcome to this wonderful space.
All right, fantastic, fantastic there. So, are you? I don't know if you have heard anything about what's happening in Manchester so far regarding the atmosphere there in the context of both political parties.
Haven't had any concrete information there, but the fact that we have Rhoda in central Manchester there, she has been doing well in that part of the parish. Plus, in South Manchester, the stalwart in the PNP party has gone south. That's Peter Bunting. So not too sure what's happening down there either, but I'm sure that everyone is putting in their best cards in the ring right now because the election can't be too far away. I'm not too sure what's happening up in the north in terms of that seat up there, but I'm sure the member of parliament and the caretakers they're going around and trying to get persons to turn out and vote for their respective parties.
Fantastic, fantastic. And what's your favorite part of the election campaigning so far? Is there anything that you have heard so far on the campaign trail that it made you smile or you say, people would like that, or it could be like an advertisement, whatever. What's your favorite moment so far on the election campaign that's happening?
Well, to be honest, I am really in love with the statement that was made by Crawford the other day when he said he's going to go down to halfway tree. He's going to be washing cars out and he's going to be running taxi. And it's just fun and game sometimes when you hear them on the political platform. But that is my highlight for now.
Oh,
And
so
I
Avi, let me
definitely
see.
love
Avi, let me see if I can find that to just play for the viewers.
no problem.
So you can just stay on the line. And guys, I'm using this device, and I'm just going to see if I can get there. I don't know, but let me just see here what's the situation, and let's see if I can get there. So we're gonna try and get there. Let's see if we can bring that up.
Let me tell you something. Labor right now we know day as of today. So you see, since them I walk a half a tree, I am going to wipe car glass a half a tree Friday. And me I run taxi and listed next week Monday. Me feel away because the teachers who did a quarry.
All right, so I guess that's the comment. So yes, Ovi. So just for our listeners to have some context there. So you mentioned that that's one of the moments that stood out to you so far in the context of the
Yes,
campaigning.
for
Why?
sure. So
Why?
that
Why this
that would
moment?
be that would so before I answer that question, that would be on the PNP side. But I love the time when the Prime Minister he was saying that they cut a lot of stuff in half. They cut unemployment, in half, crime in half, and they were pretty much he was pretty much highlighting a lot of the things that he had accomplished in in the current term here, and that was also good. But lots of words coming out on the political platform. As it relates to these, it's just at that little vibe, and that's what I like about it, and that's something that I've always enjoyed about elections. I love the ads, how creative persons can be, and just to get across their message in a serious but fun way. And I'm hoping that each and every one of us will take the election serious, but we're not going to incite any sort of violence in any way or form. Let us just carry out our mandate as it relates to the election. Go out and vote, support your party wholeheartedly, and respect another person if they are not supporting the same party that you are doing. So, that's pretty much where my thought is. But I love the fun aspect and creativity that comes along with the adverts and the utterances that are made on the political platform.
Fantastic. And I understand exactly the spirit that you're talking about in the context of politics in Jamaica is really a different kind of vibe. And when you think about some people, they really like the music and how when, the speakers, they talk, the selectors would come in with a punchline from a song, we're not frightened for nobody, so we we have been watching and
Well,
some
everybody like way.
we have been watching and we share what we see, so we'll talk about the policies that they are sharing. We shared last time, or not last time, but we shared in the context of the prime minister and their record of achievements. We shared the PMP's policies in the context of the leader of the opposition and what they're going to do. And also, we have a video there with Damian Crawford, who kind of zoomed in some more on education in the context of policies. So we're sharing these things with you so that you can make the decision. All right, we're not coming to say, oh, we're doing this or vote for this or vote for, no. We give you the information and we talk about what we see, and we say to you, go out there and exercise your right, which is to vote when that time comes. And as we would say here, we respect each other and we are encouraging you to do the same too. And as Ovi just shared, if someone else is voting another for another party, that's totally okay. All right, so the word is love, and we want to ensure that at the end of the day we're all okay, and you're putting your views, your vote based on your views, and that is okay. That's yours. That's your right. That's your power in the context of exercising your voice. So either way, we appreciate it. And at the end of the day, this is Jamaica land we love. So wherever you're tuned in from, happy Emancipation Day to you, and we hope that things are going well for you. Ovi, I had a question, but it just kind of slipped me in some shape or form. But in the context of the messages so far, what has been resonating with you from both sides?
Well, what has been resonating is that they want to win. Both sides are, trying to put their best foot forward. They want to lead, and they're going to try their best to ensure that, they are well represented whenever they go out. They're trying to connect with the people. So, I am seeing where there's a maturity in terms of, the whole election campaign. Persons are going out there and they're more focused on, facts that are out there. So they're trying to get the facts out there and, coin to match their party. So that I would say what resonates so far is how smooth it's going so far on the political platform.
Yeah, I really like that, and I really like that you brought that up because I feel that our electorate, so the Jamaican people, they have become more matured politically. And so people are having, greater expectations of their political representatives. They want to know what is happening. They have this saying, you can fool me once, but you can't fool me twice, or something like that. So there are more demands. And I see it from both sides where they now have to be connecting with the people. And so that is important. And I feel that at some point, the difference may be between the party that is more attuned with the people and their needs, as opposed to the party or the MPs or the political representatives who are just, coming around because it's election time. I feel that the people, they understand, they have a better understanding of how politics in general work, and how people or parties that may put forward, what they need to put forward. And so I feel that with all the information that the Jamaican people have access to, they are better able to make a decision in the context of the political party that they would like to represent the country. So I feel that Jamaica, now more than ever, I feel that more pressure, more demand is on the political parties to produce, to tell the people what they're going to do or what they have done, what's the plan for the country, to show that, okay, you asked for this or we did this, and people now can look and say, oh, you say you did this, but me not see that. Oh, you say you put water in my community, but me not have no water in my pipe. So people are better able to look at what they're telling us, and to put either a check mark or a wrong bang for say, no, 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 nothing no go so, or yeah, this happened for true. And so when we think about that, I feel that that is going to make a difference in the context of, the votes and the political party that perhaps will be, that will form the next government. So I don't know if you have a take on that.
Yes, I agree with you, and I think, as you said, the electorate, they're, the voters, the citizens, they're more aware, more cognizant of what is happening, and they can categorically state whether or not they're seeing any improvement in their communities. And that's the thing. It's all well and good to go on the political platform and say that you have done this, but are the people in the community, Mas Joe that is on his donkey in the country, is he seeing the benefits of those policies that are put forward? So, I think the electorate, they are trying their best, and it is happening, as I said, it's a maturing democracy. And, I think persons are more aware of what the parties are bringing to the table, their political leaders are bringing to the table, and just saying, all right, is this person worth my vote? So pretty much that.
And let me tell you something. Damian Crawford lived up to his word. I just got an update of Mr. Crawford wiping car glass. All right. So just to let you guys know that it looks like Oak Road there, half a tree, I guess, close to that, in that vicinity, and he is cleaning the windscreen. All right, so I don't know if it's just a one vehicle, but we have we have something there. So just to let you know that, I doubt I'll be able to get that on the screen because that came in on another device. But just to let you know that Mr. Crawford, all right, is out there cleaning the car glass. So I guess he's saying promise
And that,
made, promise kept.
yes, and that speaks to his credibility in terms of the statements that he's making. So, it shows that the political leaders, they are not taking anything for granted. they're not leaving anything to chance.
I want
So
him to. So,
one kind
guys,
of
you need to ask Mr. Crawford to make another promise that you can see materialize before the election. Ovi, I wonder if you want to ask me what I would like him to do before the election. Come on, people in
I don't think he'd ask
Northwest.
he'll volunteer. He knows what he can do and he'll just do what he can. But that's admirable that he has actually gone out there to get that done. So, that's the kind of responsibility we want from our leaders. And that's good that even though it might not be something that is
I think
huge,
it's the
I
fun.
think
I think
that
it's
does,
more of the
yeah.
political fun, as you mentioned, as opposed to something that is the responsibilities. It's just like you're talking about the politics and the vibe and what is happening, and I think it's more the fun of it in that context. He went on in St. Catherine recently at their parish meeting, and he said that if whatever JLP, if since JLP they're giving out whatever is going to clean car glass and run taxi go up a instead. So we'll see how him a go run the taxi. Him have PPV, that's what you call it, PPV license. So we'll see what happens. Or him a go run robot. But yeah, it's the fun of it there. And sometimes there's a time and place for everything. So a time for fun, a time to be serious. And when people go to these political rallies, they want a little of everything, I believe. They want to hear the music, they want, the atmosphere to be going, they want to be cheering, they want, the fun that they can have a little laugh, and they still want to leave with something in terms of what it is that the party is going to do. So I think it has to be a balance. Yes, Ovi. So, guys in the chat, I know you're popping in, and DZ is saying Port Maria, St. Mary. Okay, so is that Central St. Mary, Maurice Guy? I'm just like off the top of my head here. And welcome, welcome. All right, so guys, as you pop in the chat, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. The WhatsApp number is pinned in the chat. If you'd like to give us a call, that would be good. We ask that you keep the comments coming in and keep them real and respectful. If you're going to call us, please, we do not belittle, we don't disrespect anyone, whether JLP or PNP, no P. We don't disrespect here. So if you're not able to do that, I would suggest that you don't call, because we don't want to disconnect you. Because yeah, we keep it safe where everyone can participate here. All right, so let's keep the chat going. We'll be here for another about 7-8 minutes before we tune out. So yes, I'll be back over to you. All right, so not hearing of it just now, so I suspect that he'll pop back in at some point. All right, so let me just check on the poll to see if that number has changed. All right, so while we're here, we'll check and we'll be back tomorrow. So yes, it has gone now to 68% for the Jamaica Labour Party and 32% for the People's National Party. So keep voting, all right, in that poll, and each day we'll give you an update of the poll, as well as any other updates in the context of the upcoming general elections. So let me just check back in the chat here to see. I just need to refresh this chat here to see if there are any new comments. And let me just see. All right, Colin, welcome, welcome. And Colin is sharing that the JLP will win. All right, welcome, Colin. Where are you tuned in from, Colin? We would love to hear from you. Talk to us about your MP. Let us know the constituency that you're associated with or where you're living. All right, talk to us. And who else is here? Don't be afraid to comment in the chat. It's totally okay. And please remember to hit the subscription button and turn on your post notifications. So tap the bell and select all so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. All right.
So I'm still here with you, and just want to underscore what you just said, guys. Let's just get the likes up. If you're here, you haven't liked or subscribed, now is a good time to do so. If you can do these ways, these no ways are ways to support us, and you don't have to publicize your support for us. You hit that like button, hit that subscription button, and if you're here, it means that you probably like what is happening here. So we're definitely going to ask you for your support. We really appreciate all of you who are here and everyone who has, subscribed and liked. And if you haven't, please consider doing so. Each one of that will help us to grow as a platform.
Yeah, fantastic. So I guess we're getting to the point where it's time to give, the messages. And I guess we have started in the context of, go there and exercise your right to vote. Information is all around you. You can access the information for yourself, and that is something that we always try to share here too. So we share and we try not to do this whole thing of, as I said, bashing anyone or belittling anyone. So we share as best as we can, and to ensure we keep it real and respectful, to ensure that you can have access to information, but we also want you to go and try and access the information for yourself, because that is important too. All right, in the context of, you can make your decision. So we are not here to make a decision for you. We will share the information that is available, and sometimes we make up. So for example, our predictions in the context of the constituencies are coming up, and those predictions will be primarily based on data and what is happening, or what we know, and we may be wrong because they're just going to be predictions, right? And so we ask that you join in with us in the context of these, in interactive activities and live conversation. We want you to be a part of it. We want you to be here and share, because sometimes you never know, what, where, what you share, will reach. So we want you to be cognizant of that as we continue to build this platform. Carol, welcome. And Carol is saying their JLP. All right. So as we continue to build this platform, as we continue to get, bigger and better, we'll definitely try to bring you, bigger and better programming. And so we ask that you continue to support us in whatever way you can. The easiest ways to support us is by hitting that like button. Yes. The subscription button, of course. Yes. Run up the subscriptions. All right. Share. Tell a friend, a family member, about this channel, The Voices in Education. And let us just continue to grow stronger together. Again, we do quite a few programs here. So current affairs, we're always on that. Election sports, we're always on that. So we follow track and field, schoolboy football, school challenge quiz. We do quite a lot here, because there are different ways that in which we can learn from each other, different areas from which we can learn from each other. And so because of that, this space has become one that once people, get here and understand what this platform is about, they just become a member, an awesome member of this space. And we like to acknowledge people. So if you come in the chat, we're going to acknowledge you. That is something that we do, because we want to ensure that you feel a sense of belonging in this space. All right. we want you to have a voice. All right. It's not by chance that we're voices in education, because it's not just my voice. And that is why we give you so many different opportunities or ways to participate once we're here to keep the interactions going. So we have the chat, we have the WhatsApp line, we'll run a poll. We want to hear from you. And that is definitely important, in this context, especially, the upcoming general elections. We want to hear your voice. Don't be afraid to share, your voice, your views. They definitely matter. And that is why we are creating this space so that we can continue to do that. And we are going to be here each evening. I can't give you a set time because life happens, but for sure we'll be here to, just do a live in the context of the community poll that is going on this channel. So if you have not yet voted there, you can go and vote. The link is in the chat, so you can definitely vote there, or you can go on our YouTube page and just find that post and just cast your vote there. That would be good. And join us each evening for the live conversation. To do that, you would have to hit that subscription button, turn on your post notification so that you do not miss any updates, so you would know when we go live. Or the WhatsApp number that is pinned in the chat, you can send us a message on WhatsApp with your name and we will add you to the group. So just tell us your name and just ask us to add you to the group. We will add you to our WhatsApp group where we send, the link each time our updates we share in that group, so that you are in the loop where, things are concerned. But I just want to thank you so much for all your support as we continue to grow stronger together. Ovi, do you have any final comments that you'd like to share before we close this one out?
Yeah, I just want to thank each and everyone who came over and supported us silently and actively. We really appreciate you. And make sure you turn your post notification on after you subscribe. You hit that thumbs up button to give us a like. Give us some feedback on how we're doing, and that would be really awesome from for us. So continue to support us as we'll continue to bring information your way. Take care of yourself and see you guys next time.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Ove. And if you're interested in track and field, we're going to try to go live in a little bit because we want to be there for the 100 meters final in the USA trials. So if that is something that you're interested in, you can look out for that notification. On that note, again, thank you so much, and blessings and love, everyone. Blessings and love. And we'll see you in the next live. Bye for now, everyone, and take care. Remember, do not leave without hitting the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And yes, turn on that post notification bell so that you do not miss any updates from this channel, especially our election predictions. Let me just take one quick look in the chat just to see if there are any new comments, because I don't want to leave without acknowledging you. All right, I'm not seeing any new comments. So blessings and love, everyone, and bye for now. See you in the next live.